Welcome to our live stream. We are so happy to be here with all of you guys down in the comments. We love to hear from you. Let us know where you're watching from. So we'll give you a shout out. Thank you so much for all of you, is it Northern Hemisphere? Is that right? Northern Hemisphere people who have gotten up very early for us. We appreciate it. And all of our UK friends who are catching us in the middle of the day. But today we are going to be doing an Ask Us Anything. So we're going to be answering all of your questions about minimalism and simple living. And we can't wait to hear from you down in the comments. Hi guys, I can see I've got Stuart from Scotland. I've got my mum here on the Gold Coast.
Jessica Jones.
Jessica. Heather I saw in the US, Melissa, Holly. I'm so glad you guys are all here to join us tonight. We can't wait to get into some questions. So today I put it out on the interwebs about some questions that you might have for us. And please, if you are watching us live, feel free to drop them down in the comments. Or if you're watching us on the replay, please, it's never too late to ask us a question. I read all the comments and I try and answer them all, so I will get to you if you want to leave us a comment down below. Keridwin, I'm so excited to see you guys. So I'll get started with some of the more common questions I got today, because I got some great questions on YouTube and Instagram. So the number one question was, am I okay? Yes, I'm okay, sort of.
On the mend.
For those of you who don't know, this is a bit of an ongoing issue. I have a pancreatic disorder, a gastrointestinal issue, and there's no easy answer for it. So it's a managed issue instead of a resolved issue. But at the moment, my body has decided to throw us some more things into the loop. So basically, I have a disorder called sphincter of Oddi dysfunction. And then now they are saying I have a separate pancreatic disorder, and they're sort of not sure if it's a chicken or the egg scenario, whether the sphincter of Oddi caused this or whether this caused the sphincter of Oddi. But all to say, I'm okay. We're trying all sorts of new medication. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, you've got quite the bunch of meds now, don't you?
Yeah, I do. So my body basically can't do anything by itself anymore. So we've got to help it. Throw all the meds at it, just pancreatic enzymes, you name it. Someone said about my hair. Oh, I'm in charge of the comments tonight, guys, for the first time ever. So, yeah.
Good luck.
We'll see how that goes. How do I make them go?
You just got to move the cursor over there and then add to broadcast.
It's not, but how do I push it? You should do it.
Tap it. Tap it.
Oh, look at this. Look at me, guys. So, Kerwin, I know my hair, it's because it's curly, and so when I straighten it, it looks way longer. But I'm so excited to see you guys. I'm seeing questions come in. If you guys could leave us a little cue at the start of your comment, if you're going to give us a question, it'll just help me to find you in the comments. So I'm just going to go through some of the questions we got from the interwebs, and then I'll go through the comments that I'm getting live now. So the first thing we got was about pets from our sweet friend Jackie down in Adelaide. Would we have a pet? How would we budget for it? So
do we have a pet?
We have a pet. So we have one cat. I'm sorry, Sonia, all the other cat lovers out there. I know you wanted us to keep two. Basically, it came down to the landlord of the home that we're currently renting said one. And we wanted to do the right thing. And obviously, because we decided not to buy up here, we're sort of at their mercy at the moment. And we also just wanted to be able to take really, really good care of Minnie, the cat that we have.
Which is the black one.
Which is the black one.
If you remember the kittens.
We were going to bring her in, but she would go to town in here. So we'll maybe include her in another one. But she's lovely. She's been to the vet and had all the things done and microchipped and vaccinated. So she's at home with us now and it's working out great. I guess the budgeting comes into why we decided to only keep one of the cats. They did find another home for Mickey, who they called Peanut, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, they called them
Mickey's
Peanut Butter
better.
and Jelly. So yeah, we thought about it for a long time, and we're really happy we made this decision. We absolutely adore Minnie. The kids adore her. She is a lap cat, which is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want to have a cat that wanted nothing to do with me. I wanted a cat that wanted to sit on my lap. So yes, she's divine. We budget the same for our pets as we do with any other thing. It's a line item in our budget. We had a look at what like the ongoing costs were going to be, and then we just set up a sinking fund for it. And we knew that we would be able to afford her and any sorts of things that she might need, vet bills in the future, pet insurance, all that sort of thing was going to be covered. So that's the pet question. So some of the other questions we got online. I'm gonna look at my phone, guys. I'm sorry, that's rude. Okay. So Ali, if you're watching on the replay, if you're not here with us right now, asked me about minimalism and zero waste and how often you see them go hand in hand. So totally agree. They often do go hand in hand. And I think that there's lots of parts of minimalism that are so attuned with zero waste, as in just owning less, buying less, consuming less, the whole thing. But the other thing about it is it's a lot of work, and you can sometimes get caught up in the purchasing things for it.
Like toys.
Like toys that maybe your kids aren't going to love.
No toys.
Shame.
I thought we were talking about the cat.
No, we're talking about
Sorry.
zero waste. But yeah, she asked basically, especially for a big family, and it's something that I'm constantly aware of. I would love to do better, but Krista's here. It's something I really would love to do better on, but at the moment I realize that we have a lot of children and we are doing the best that we can, and so that's about as good as it's going to get. Also, like, we're at the mercy of our grocery stores. So some places have wrapped produce and you just have to work with what's there. But we do our absolute best to minimize the waste, to recycle what we can, to recycle soft plastics. So yes, that is what we're working with. I'm going to answer some questions from in here. How do you guys cope with 5 kids?
Put it on the screen.
Oh, sorry. This mum's live.
Tap, tap, tap.
There we go. How do you guys cope with 5 kids? Tips on going from 4 to 5. I actually find that is the easiest for me. Like, once you're over 3, I think that it's not a lot more work. Like, for those of you who only have 1 or 2 children, it's not like every time you add on a child, it's the same level of work, because you're already doing things. You've already tidying up toys. You're already putting a load of washing on. What would you say? It was pretty... 4 to 5 was probably the easiest transition. But
well, in all fairness, we have 5 kids only a few nights a fortnight.
Yeah, so it's, we're not
full-time 5
kids. And so
part-time.
that sometimes has its own challenges attached with it, because the fluctuation of getting kids back into routines for 5 nights a fortnight, that sort of thing. So
and other things.
So that's how we roll. But, you know, routines are there to help you, and they're not there to dictate to you. So that's probably if I'm talking to a new mum, that's what I say. Put the routines there, but they're there to serve you. You don't serve the routines. My mum had lots of kids and she's not super duper organized, but she rolls with it and makes it work. So, okay. Here we go. We'll try this one.
Close. You just got to tap right there.
Okay. We are a family. We're moving in 2 weeks. Perfect time to minimize. Jessica, I love it. I want to minimize what we take from our 3-bedroom house into our 5-bedroom house, but my husband and father don't want to get rid of any. Okay. So you've got a great motivation for it to be now, in that you've got to pack it. What better way to encourage someone to get rid of some items, then you're going to have to pack it, carry it, unpack it, find a new home for it. That, honestly, if you don't love it to death, no one should have to do that. So I would completely capitalize and also talk a lot about what your goals for this new home are. If it's about keeping it nice and clear, if it's about making it super functional, or having areas that they can do whatever it is they want to do, whether it's like out in the shed or tech stuff like we have. But definitely capitalize on this time. You're touching these items already, so that's the perfect time, and make it super easy for your husband and your dad to get rid of things. So have a box that's really, because humans, we want the shortest possible way to get somewhere. So if it's easier to get rid of it than to pack it and unpack it and find a new home for it, they'll do it. I guarantee it. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know how you go with your move. If you need anything, hit us up. We are always, if you can't get me directly, you can always talk to our Facebook group. There are some amazing people in there who would love to love you and encourage you. I'm there, Caleb's there to answer your questions and give you a good cheer on. So if you're having a bad day during this move, get onto our Facebook group if you're not there already. Okay. I'm just looking for questions now, guys. Sorry. We should start an Insta account for Minnie. I just ordered her a cute little mini collar, so we should definitely do that.
A red one.
It's so cute.
The little bell.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going back to see if I missed any questions. I think we're good. Okay, so guys, keep going with the questions. I'm going to keep going with some of the ones that we got on YouTube.
Got quite a few.
We did.
Instagram a lot too.
Okay.
Speaking of Instagram.
Do I find minimalism a good way to cope with an autoimmune condition? So I think that this is sort of like a chronic health condition in general. Taking away pressure, streamlining your home. Absolutely. So this was how I found minimalism. I didn't know it was called that when I started, but that's why. I did it because I needed it to be on my worst day, on my day where I could barely get out of bed. What could I manage? How many toys could I put away on that day? How could I keep up with the clothes? All of that jazz. Or if someone had to take over for me, so Caleb or my mom or his mom, they could come in and it wouldn't be this overwhelming, oh, where do we find anything? They would be able to just work with the routines that were already there. So
I think you actually did a video.
I think I did do a video. I'll link it after this video for you if you haven't seen it already. But it's, for me, it's how we function day to day. You know, on the days where I'm good, I can get all the things done, no problems. But on the days where I'm not good, we can still keep it manageable. 100% love it.
Next.
And next one is, this one probably needs like a whole video. And if you guys want to see a whole video on any of the questions we answered today, we're just trying to keep it like short and sweet here for you now. But just let me know down in the comments. How do you guys budget and stay on track with finances? I've talked about this a little bit before, but we use the Dave Ramsey method to get out of debt. So we paid off all of our debts. He uses a method where you pay off largest to smallest, but we actually only had one debt. So we just paid that off and we threw absolutely everything we had at it. We were like, I call it the scorched earth budget, where it was like, if it wasn't 100% necessary, we didn't have it. But we had the best time. I never look back at those times and think, oh, it was terrible. I'd never want to do it again. It was fine. We still had fun. It was great. But we still budget. So we do a $0 budget, like where we tell our money where to go. And we are huge advocates, if you're not doing this already, for sinking funds. So if you know what your car expenses are, if you know what your
water and power,
Christmas, all of those things, when we get paid, we divide it by like the month or the week or the fortnight or however you get paid, and we send it to that account. Or if you don't have a million accounts like we do, you can just put like real cash somewhere. But And we also send money to savings as a priority. So every month we paid cash for our car. We do not go into debt. Super simple. Get out of debt. Only spend the money you have and use a sinking fund. The sinking fund is the key though. For me, it's what changed that paycheck to paycheck thing. Because we don't even worry about that anymore because it's not an issue because there's money set aside for absolutely everything.
And a little tip on that point is how I handle it, because I'm the one that does all the
transfers.
I've got a little note on my iPhone with little tick boxes with every single sinking fund and payment. So as soon as my pay goes in, I go through and tick off everyone. So I've got tithe to our church, then we've got the Christmas, we've got utilities, we've got all the car stuff. I make sure all that gets ticked, and then once it's done, I move. One thing to add to that, we in our main joint account, we have a $1,000 buffer. So as soon as the joint account reaches $1,000, anything above that gets shaved off straight into savings.
On top of our normal savings.
We do the rent, the tithe, the rent, the sinking funds. Once all that's paid, we shave off whatever's on top of the 1,000 into savings, and then we work off through that.
And once this is set up, it's super easy to manage once it's set up. Like, it's the same sort of amounts all the time.
Yeah.
So, Sonia's asking, what are we saving for? Well, hang on. I'm the worst at
For the future.
For the future.
Isn't that the cop-out answer?
We were supposed to be going to Japan in September, but that is no longer happening. But we've had that money set aside for ages, but there'll be a lot more of that money set aside for it now because goodness knows when we'll actually get to go. But yeah, definitely we want to take the kids overseas. We've got, and a lot of it is going towards like future homes. We put a lot of our savings that we got from the sale of our house is all just sitting there earning us money. We're adding to it all the time. That's basically.
And I would say Corona time actually emphasized the importance of travel for us, right?
Yeah, that we definitely missed
as soon as the borders open, that we want to take a flight somewhere or something.
Yes, for sure. So Crystal is asking how we do the sinking funds. So how we do that is we have several. So we've got our everyday account, and then we have several other savings accounts. And we just got them labeled with whatever they are. So Christmas, holidays, that sort of thing.
And the company that we use, ING, and they don't charge anything for the accounts. In fact, they don't charge us anything for anything. They give us money all the time.
Interest.
So we have a whole bunch and we just transfer all the money over.
So that's how we do that. Okay, so Sonia is just asking about, obviously, talking about how I manage keeping on top of things, and sometimes even when you've done that and you've got all the routines in place, you're still even too sick to manage that, and that does happen sometimes. This week has been one of those times for me, and it's very hard for me, Sonia, because I have to ask for help, which is not something I'm super good at. But again, those systems and routines are there so that it is easier for people to come in and help me if I need it. And I know that not everybody has
a competent husband that is able to step up and do the washing and attempt to cook.
Or family and friends in their life that can help. And I think if that's the situation you're in, you just have to, one, give yourself grace that you're doing the very best you can, and two, know that it will come back to good. It's a bit like when you have a newborn, it's going to be hectic for that 6 to 8 weeks. Things aren't going to be super perfect. You're still working everything out. And then once things calm down again, you get back to your own thing. Okay. How long did it take to get to the point we are now, minimalism-wise?
Ooh.
So we have been on this journey for 8 years.
That long?
And yes. And I would say that the amount of stuff that we have still to this day fluctuates. There are still times where I'm like having a huge purge, times where we've moved and really seriously pared down, and other times where, you know, you've got kids in transitional phases, and so it's an ebb and flow. It really is, Kel. I say it all the time, minimalism is not a destination, it's a journey. There's not some golden medal at the end. Hey, you got rid of enough stuff, you're a minimalist now.
And I would say that there's no minimalist police unless you do YouTube videos about minimalism. And then there's plenty of cops out there who would love to drop by and become keyboard warriors and give you
unless
advice.
You're going to put your home on YouTube, in which case you can't please everybody. We hear about it regularly, but yeah, wherever you're at right now, Kel, is perfect, and you can continue to pare down. But know that there's probably going to be a time where you're going to reintroduce a little bit more for really good reasons. And then once that season is over, that stuff will go. And if you're prepared to just have it be an ebb and flow, it'll never be a problem. Minimalism looks different for everyone. That is so true.
Couldn't agree more.
And the thing I think about minimalism is that take as much or as little as you want. If you really love abundance, keep it. Love your books, love your movies. Like if you love, I don't know if Rebecca's here, but if you love Baby Yoda, have all the things. But, you know, maybe you decide that in your kitchen it's going to be really pared down because it's somewhere that gets out of control for you, or paperwork is an issue for you, so you're going to keep a really close hold on how many items of paper you bring in, but you're going to still love all the other things. Definitely just love it however it looks for you. Okay, I don't think I've missed any on there. I'll just go back to YouTube comments.
We done all the Instagrams?
Yes, I think so. Okay, Crystal, who's here in the chat. Hi, honey. What do I do for self-care? So, I love this. I feel like there's a whole video in this, Crystal, but I'm going to give you... Oh, Rebecca is here. I'm going to give you my quick answer for me. So, everyone's self-care is different. That's why it's called self. It's like finance. It's called personal finance for a reason, because it's personal. But for me, self-care is, I'm a highly sensitive person, so my AirPods are a huge part of my self-care because noise is a big issue for me. So I can put my music on low in my ears and it helps to even out the noise in my life. I go to the bathroom with the light off sometimes. I have a shower by myself. I'm really aware of those moments where I'm alone, and that is enough for me. I am a quantity over quality girl. I really couldn't care less about the spa day or an hour to have a coffee by myself, but super important to have those bite-sized minutes of like, I'm going to go and sit in my closet and drink this glass of wine, and then when I come out, everything's going to be okay again. So if you're like me, that's great, but there are so many things you can do. Like if you do need a bigger break, go for a walk or whatever brings you joy, but prioritizing yourself. You know, you can't put your own mask on before you help others. And I think as mums, we push ourselves way further than we would like to, but those are some of the things that I do for me. Headphones, darkness, quiet, those are high on my self-care things. And getting to a place where you know that about yourself, like my mum is a people person, so she's energized by people. So for her, having a coffee with a friend is self-care. For me, dark room, no noise, AirPods in. That's just whatever works for you.
Question from Caradwin.
Caradwin. Oh, you took it off me because I'm terrible.
Yes.
Okay. My daughter is moving house. How do you have a daughter old enough to move house? Planning to start with nothing on a good service, but then add in to make it feel cozy. Okay, I love this. If she's a minimalist like me, but you still want things to feel cozy, texture is your friend. So if you can mix up the textures. So for example, I have my 2 single chairs that are like this really soft cotton material, and then I have another couch which is like a velour, and that mixing of textures makes a room feel really cozy. Other things that are really personal, so things that are going to be functional and beautiful, so like a really nice couch that she's going to love and enjoy over maybe a lot of knick-knacky things if she's not that type of person, if she wants to keep a minimal home. But for me, I always think that we make the coziness, and that our personalities do. And so even if she starts out with not much, I'm sure she's lovely and welcoming. Get some blankets if that's her thing. Just whatever you can to mix up those textures, that's really going to help.
Stuart has a question.
Stuart, yes, now that I can go out and actually visit people again.
We did mention though that when Netflix finds us.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be our show.
This is going to be our series to the world.
So yeah, if you want to, you guys got in first. You guys will be able to say, we're the OGs.
No, it's definitely still in the works.
I do it. Or like right now, I go to people and help them, but often people are not in a good space to have that shared on the internet. And so my mum is happy, my sisters are happy, but finding people who are really okay with sharing that big part of themselves in such a growth zone. So I'm working with people who are, maybe in a big life change and there's tears and it's huge for them. So the last thing I want to do is shove a camera in their face, but I'm really passionate about it. I think seeing other people transform their places helps you, if you're a visual learner, to be able to do it.
Well, it's definitely something I want to be able to produce with you, because I think it's a genius idea.
I think it is too.
Visit from a minimalist. Don't you think? She is.
So if you guys are, I know a few of you are on the Gold Coast. If you want me to come round, if you're happy for me to bring the camera, even if you're not happy for me to bring the camera, if you want to have a coffee, let me know down in the comments. But
we've done
what are we
Hollies.
doing? Keridwen was saying about what they're going to be using, natural fabrics, natural elements. I love that. We had like a big piece of driftwood that we gave to a friend that we found on the beach, and they mounted it in their home. It was so beautiful. It added this real richness to the room. As long as it's a representation of her, I think it's going to be so beautiful. But Keridwen, please, once she's in there, if she'll let you, share it with us on the Facebook group. We would love that. Okay.
We'll go back to one of your questions.
I will. I'll get my phone out. Hang on. Okay. This is a great question if you're a shopper. This is about thrifting, or when you're shopping and you find an awesome deal. How do you sort of manage that? How do you say no to a good deal or say yes to good deals and still stay a minimalist? Oh, threw my phone on the floor. So for me, at this end of minimalism, I am super comfortable with bringing stuff into my home for a season and then letting it go. But if you're at the beginning of your minimalist journey and you've got a lot of stuff, my suggestion would be to just try not to do that for a little while you're dealing with the amount of stuff you have, because it's already overwhelming. And the less we're bringing in, the easier that process is going to be. But for me, I know that I can grab a good deal and it can serve me for as long as it needs to, and then I'm constantly going through stuff and letting it go. So if you're at this end, definitely do that. If it's in your budget, if you love it, if it's a great deal, do it. But if you're at the beginning, sometimes you can just find the joy in seeing it's a good deal. And that was a big thing for me to learn as someone who really liked to find a great deal. I love bargains. We say that full price is the F word in this house because I love a deal. And if that's you, I totally get it. But at the same time, all of the things we're bringing into our home have a mental space, they have a financial cost, and so just physical space, and they're things we have to take care of. And so just switching your mindset to, do I want to take care of this item? Is it a helpful one? And it's like, no, I don't really want to dust that. I don't really want to have to find somewhere to put that. I don't want to move it. When are we going to move? Next month? So then that's easy to say no. You can take a photo, you can share it with a friend, you can enjoy seeing things that you like. So one of the things that I would do is I would buy for my fantasy self, which I talked about in a video, because it was on sale, and I would buy things that didn't match my decor, weren't really suited to my style. And so just knowing that you can acknowledge, hey, I love that, that's so cool. That would look great in a French provincial house, but not in my modern minimalist home. And moving on. Take a photo, send it to me, I'll like it, we'll say that was an awesome deal, and then you can leave it in the shop. Okay. I also have a thrift store video if you want to see how I do that.
Says...
I'll link it down below for you. How I decide what I'm going to get for my kids before I go in, how I know what I want to get, what stuff I always get, all that jazz is in that video. Okay.
Next one.
The next one is on clothes and what to keep is, so if you know you're going to have more children, what do you keep? What do you get rid of? So me personally first, I'll give you my personal story first, and then I'll give you the advice I would give to someone, because they're kind of different. So personally, every time I had a baby, it was a miracle, and we didn't think it would happen again because I was so sick and I nearly died a few times, but it was a miracle. They all came out perfectly. It was wonderful. But every time I would get rid of all the baby stuff because I didn't think it was going to happen again. Even my two girls that are like 18 months apart, I had gotten rid of all the baby stuff. So I personally obviously didn't keep very much, but I do have some things now that I know I have girls that I keep going on. And I really, for me, the biggest thing is quality, quality, quality. Would I buy this today? If I would, then I keep it. If I wouldn't, then I let it go, because I'm really fussy about what my kids wear. If I was going to just give you advice, because you're not me and you probably have no trouble having more children and you know that it's probably going to be on the cards for you, is, again, keep the things that you really love. Keep what is manageable for you, whatever that looks like. If it's a whole closet, great. You've got the space for it. You've got the headspace for it. No problem. But you know what? Every baby gets loved on. You're going to have heaps of mum friends who are going to pass you down. I don't think I've spent that much on any of my kids' clothes because I have so many great friends who give me their hand-me-downs once you know what you're having. So either way, whether you're going to keep some, keep it manageable, or if you do let it all go, you know, just know that in the great circle of kids' clothes, it'll all work out. It worked out for me 3 times. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, like the teapot today. My mum and I went out shopping today and we saw this beautiful teapot, and mum read out to me, it had this cute little inscription on it, and we read it out and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And we commented how nice it was, and then we left. And, you know, we'll probably mention it in a conversation later, like right now, about how lovely it was, but we didn't have to own it, and we can just say how beautiful it was. And my mum used to have a huge teapot collection, and it probably at one point would be something I would go back and get for her, but now we're just happy to love it in the shop. Oh, I think that I've got more questions on here. Wait, I think I answered them all. Great. Okay, so did I miss any questions in here?
Let's have a little look.
We would love a Netflix show. Netflix, if you're watching.
I think we did that one, didn't we?
Yes. Great. All right. So if you guys have any more questions, then we will answer them now.
Oh, one thing that we haven't addressed so far is those in the Facebook group would know, because I shared today our little issue that we had with YouTube and our TikTok time with the copyright claims. We lost we lost the dispute, and so
we got copyright striked because there was like 2 seconds of a...
Yeah, well, it's very annoying. So we decided to protect our channel by not having TikTok time anymore, which is very disappointing. But we're thinking maybe if we still want to do it, we could maybe do that as a separate video and put it to the Facebook group. So if you're not part of the Facebook group, be part of the Facebook group.
Be part of the Facebook group. So I'm going to put some of my favorites on there, because then I can share all the copyrighted ones with you with all the cool music. But look, it happens. Everyone's trying to work out this new way of doing things. So we appreciate YouTube trying to work with us, but it's fine. Kelly has a question.
Kelly.
Okay. Any tips for feeling overwhelmed, unmotivated, single mom of 4? Oh,
sorry.
Went away. Sorry.
Oh,
Kelly.
My bad. I'll put it up again. Sorry.
But you're busy. Okay. Kelly, I don't know if this is you or someone you know and love, but first of all, a single mom of 4, you deserve a medal for getting up every day and just being there, being in the mix, doing all the things, keeping everyone alive. That is huge. Let's just put that out there. If you're going to bed at night and everyone has been like fed and dressed at some point during the day, you've done awesome. But I understand that when your house is not how you would like it, that's stressful, because clutter stresses me out, hence why I'm a decluttering expert. So the daily stuff is huge. If there is someone like me or someone just that you know that can come alongside you and just help you get over that initial hump of getting stuff set up, that is going to be huge, because once some of the systems are in place, they will start to run smoother for you, because you're not having to reinvent the wheel every day. Another thing to remember is that this is a season. I'm not sure how old the kids are, but it can be a tough season with little ones, and that as they get older, that can get easier because their needs are less intense and you can tackle more of those jobs. If you're, the motivation part, for me personally, little things like, I'm going to do this for 15 minutes and then I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, or I'm going to call my mum, or I'm going to look at TikTok, whatever it is, I give myself that little goal of I can do it for 15 minutes. I remember there was an episode of Kimmy Schmidt where she was like, you could do anything for 2 minutes. Well, you can kind of do anything for 15 minutes. You can kind of push through and you get so much done. And so if someone I'm working with has sort of plateaued, that's something we try. I'm like, okay, let's go for 15 minutes and then we'll have that coffee and you can tell me that awesome story about that plate. And so that will really help. The other thing you can try is just build on your victories. So that one drawer that's working super well, or the place for the backpacks, or the way the kids are putting their dirty clothes. If you've got something that's working, then that's a victory, and then you can move on to the next thing. Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't have to solve all the problems in one day. Give yourself grace. You're doing amazing, or whoever it is doing amazing. Yeah, all the love. Jump on our Facebook group. We will cheer you on all the time.
If you haven't looked at the bite-sized minimalism, that may give you a little bit of motivation and ideas.
And it's things like that you can build on one after the other. But it's hard when you're sort of at the beginning and that feels like nothing, but it's not nothing. It's huge. Any progress you make is huge.
Question?
Okay, Zoe, I saw this in our Facebook group about storing Lego when you don't have a lot of space.
We haven't done a Lego video, but we know someone who does.
Oh, yes, and I'll try and link it for you. Our friends over at Real Organized, Christine and Benet, they are Lego addicts. They have lots of Lego, and they have a whole video on how they do it. For us, we don't have a huge amount of Lego, but it has sort of changed over the years. So our eldest son, Seth, is a one-time builder. So he will get the set, build it once, never touch it again. We bought him one of those creator sets that you can make 3 different ways. He built it 3 different ways and it's sitting the 3rd way. Like, that's just how he rolls. So he was never into like the creative stuff. But what I would suggest is look at how your kids use the Lego. I'm not an expert on Lego, FYI. Look at how your kids use the Lego and then work backwards from that. So are they really creative and they need access to all the pieces all the time? Are they building sets that they need the sets to stay together? Do they want things super organized, so like organized by color? And then once you know that, then you can work backwards. So whether it's, you know, those systems where you put them all into the big thing, that's how my kids work. They're not that interested in building the sets again. They want to make whatever they want to make, and they'll just use their creativity with whatever's there. So under bed storage, I'm seeing here, that's a great idea. Anything that you can put like in your garage, anything you can put away quickly, but keep it so that they can keep their creations made. That was a big thing for us. So we've got a desk out in our garage for crafting and Lego that, you know, at dinner time, I'm not asking them to move all the Lego. It can stay there, happy days. Same with like an underbed storage, exactly the same. Love it.
Stuart's got a question, which I'm sure we have the answer
for. High
for.
school exams, can I let them go? Like, you're from high school, Stuart. How long ago was high school for you? You don't look that old. Okay. I would be inclined to take a photo and move on, but if they're really precious to take it and go.
Take it.
Yeah, so definitely, if it's really important to you, keep it, but if not...
If it's just paper, totally scan it, turn it into a PDF.
I mean, I've had professional jobs before I was a parent, and no one's ever asked to see like my high school certificate, but I'm here in Australia, so...
Yeah, high school was a bit of a joke.
Yeah, they made it out to be a lot bigger.
Everything after high school counts.
I think it's like report cards, Mum. 20 years ago, Stuart.
I think you know the answers to it.
Yeah. This is the Star Wars toys. We're not gonna gang up on you today.
Oh no, tonight is the intervention. It's going to happen.
We've gotten rid of Stuart's Facebook friends, his report cards, his toys. Okay. So Zoe is saying she prefers to keep toys downstairs, I'm guessing. I also am not a huge fan of toys in bedrooms. If I'm honest, I would prefer them to be... That's why we have them in a
separate area.
So yeah, for us, I would suggest like big boxes because my kids are happy to use it, but any sort of, depends on what sort of organizing style your kids have. If it's a macro thing, put it all in a big, pretty looking box, or one of those things where you can like scoop it up at the end. Yeah.
I've seen a Facebook ad for one of those.
I have too. Zoe, it's probably because I saw your post that I saw that ad. They're watching us.
Always watching.
Always watching. Okay. All right. Oh, we missed Sonia's joke. Where was Sonia's joke? Oh. I don't know if I can put that on the screen, Sonia. We'll get flagged for something else, but that is hilarious. Okay, so I think, was there any other questions up there that we missed? I know that some of you guys, I haven't got a direct question about it, but I know that some of you have children with special needs, and I often get questions about this because some of our children have issues like that. Nothing severe, but I think that minimalism, especially, you know, when you're dealing with lots of appointments and lots of sensory issues, that minimalism is often a really good gateway for them. That naturally a lot of children with special needs cling to order, or maybe they don't naturally do it, but they cope better with order and routine. And so as we start to pare down and minimize those amount of decisions that they have to make, that was a huge thing for our son, minimizing the amount of decisions he has to make. He is like super duper happy if he could wear the same thing every day, like that would be his jam, because that's like one less decision he has to make, and then he can move on with his day, and it's all just part of the same routine. So I definitely think if you have children with special needs, I know it's hard if you're already in the middle of it to find time for it, but I think that it's great. And some of the families I've worked with that have kids with special needs, as we started to pare things down and create routines based on, you know, and create order based on the function of what they were after, huge for them and huge for the mums that have so much on their plate already. So, yeah.
Daryl has a question that I can answer.
Oh, there you go, Daryl.
So this is a very simple little setup. We use Philip Hue smart lights. We've got a strip that goes down the back of this IKEA cabinet. One strip, and then we've got 2 Hue color lights in either of these IKEA.
Should show them.
Oh yeah, I can change the color, can't I? I can change it to pink or orange.
But in the rest of our house,
green.
so the Philips Hue ones are quite expensive, but in the rest of our house,
This house,
not our last house.
Because we have a whole bunch of Philip Hue lights sitting in the box doing nothing, because all the stuff that I sold for my gaming collection paid for all of that. But the problem is with these newer house, particularly this house, they have these little
all down
lights which
are different.
So we didn't want to spend through the nose getting the Philip Hue, so we just got the cheapo Kmart ones, which work great.
I don't know, if you're in America, Kmart is kind of like Target, I think.
Hey. Thank you, Crystal.
There you go.
You are the bomb diggity.
With that, the ones we got, the cheaper ones are great. So you can find things that will do these things for cheap, and then you can change it from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I have one, oh my gosh, this is not a question, I'm just going to tell you guys anyway. I got this, what is it called? The smart switch from Kmart.
What was the smart switch?
That can turn on and off. So you plug it into the
oh, yes.
And I plug my coffee maker in, and then I make my coffee at night, and then the next day at 6 a.m. it turns on. So when I wake up, the coffee is already made. It is the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's just done via a schedule.
Yeah, on the app. They're like $20. It's the best thing ever. Also, if you are like me and have a hair straightener, you can use one for your hair straightener, and then when you leave the house and you think, have I turned my hair straightener off, you can check on your phone. It's the best.
But I will say one last thing regarding the lights. You do get what you pay for. So the Philips Hues, even though they're more expensive. Thank you, Crystal. I know what you're doing. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yay!
So with the Philip Hues, they have a higher luminance, which means they're brighter with colour.
And the colours are like
this.
Way more vibrant.
If we had the Kmart ones in here, you wouldn't be able to see the colour very well, because the colour luminance is quite low, whereas the yellow or the whites are quite high.
Like if it was in a kid's room and they just wanted some blue lights or something like that, I would go for the cheapies. But if it's in a living area, you can even do things with them. So when your football team scores a try,
or when
they'll turn your colours.
When a totally awesome subscriber sends a super chat, you can set up your YouTube studio to change colour like this one, which Crystal has been doing.
You're the best, Crystal. Okay, Cindy's got a question here. When you first started minimalism, did you feel like you were never going to get to the point you were happy? Yes, because I'm a perfectionist, Cindy. And I wanted it all to be perfect, like gone that day. But it doesn't work like that.
But we did go through set days. Like I remember distinctly at our old house at Sunnybank, we had a day of my clothes.
This was actually before we were minimalists. This was when we first.
I had a lot of awesome clothes.
Oh my gosh, guys! There was a photo. I wish we still had it. He had golf pants, people. The man has never played golf in his life.
I don't like
golf.
golf.
The tartan kind, Stuart, you would have loved it. They were so bad. He had a safari suit.
Mm-hmm.
A safari suit.
Yeah, I used to wear the safari suit while playing my guitar in the church band. It was awesome.
He was a catch, ladies. So, yes.
But anyway,
at the beginning...
My point of that story is we went through journeys.
Yes.
We had a journey of decluttering all my clothes, and then we had a journey of decluttering my gaming collection.
Can you sense a theme here, guys? He had a lot of stuff to get rid of.
There was huge benefit because not only did you get a lot of money, you got space, and when we moved houses, which we moved a lot since then, less things to move.
But Cindy, here are some things that you can do. Celebrate your victories, girlfriend. Everything you get rid of is one less thing you have to take care of, and you deserve a high five for that. 2 is make the areas that you're using on the regular really functional as quickly as possible. So if you're moving into a new place, one of our family friends just moved into a new smaller home, and my mum's been going over there and helping her just get those little bite-sized pieces that's going to make it more functional for her is really, it's the key, because you're gonna see the benefits, and the people you live with are gonna have those benefits day after day. And give yourself some grace. You're doing amazing. Post your pictures on our Facebook group. I will like them. I will love them.
Facebook group. Yes. Oh, no, there it is. Hey, sorry, computer had a heart attack.
It's the funniest place to hang out. We do memes, we're going to do TikToks. It's great. And if you just want someone to cheer you on, like that's what we're there for. We are there to cheer on you getting rid of that thing when nobody else appreciates it except for us. Oh, I sneak my partner's clothes out. I totally do that too.
Oh, I was going to say, that sounds like someone I know.
Today. He had this jacket.
An awesome jacket.
What are you wearing?
It was like the second one to this. This is a better jacket. Don't you think this is a cool jacket? I think so.
The other jacket was not like this one. It was so bad.
But it was a red and black one.
When you're married to a decluttering expert, things have to be done. Sacrifices have to be made, Holly. Does he miss it? Does he ever ask for it again? Probably not.
Miss what? My clothes?
No, Holly's partner.
Oh, sorry. Does
she Holly's miss the best. Actually, Holly, I'm sure that we would be besties. You guys sound like my husband. I love that, Ashley. Okay. How do you decide on what to let go of? Struggling with my DVD movie collection. Okay, so this comes up a lot.
Your brother has a big DVD collection.
My brother has a big DVD collection. And I treat DVDs the way I think about books. I love movies and I love books. So for us, we have moved to all digital. So we don't have DVDs. We stream it or we own it on the cloud. Mm-hmm. That's the international icon for cloud.
Just like I saw today with the PlayStation 5, they have 2 versions. They have
if you're a minimalist and a gamer,
one that has a disc drive, and then you got the digital edition, which is no disc drive. Hey, that changed. Someone must have gave a super chat. Yay!
Oh, Daryl, you're so sweet.
Thank you, Daryl. You are a legend.
So, yeah. What were we talking about?
DVD collections.
Oh, DVDs. Right. This is what I say to people about books. Are you going to reread it? So are you going to rewatch it? That's like first question. If the answer is yes, keep it, love it. The second thing is then, can you get it somewhere else? So is it going to be something you probably find on Netflix or Disney or that sort of thing? I find it just so much easier to watch something on a streaming service. The idea of getting a DVD out is like such a hoo-ha. But if that's your thing, if that's your setup, then stick with it.
I think it depends what it is too. So particularly with all the censorship that's happening now, some movies that you own may magically, in the cloud, may disappear or get changed. Yeah. Like I heard the other day that Back to the Future got edited on, I think, Amazon, and then they're getting rid of some of the episodes of Fawlty Towers. I know I was a big Fawlty Towers fan, and so is my dad.
Oh dear, yeah. So you might want to keep those things. Again, it's like books. If you're going to love it, rewatch it. And if that's what you're doing all the time, you're not using things. Zoe's suggesting that you can get rid of the DVD boxes and then just like keep them in a folder. Oh,
yes, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea. It's much easier for kids too to get things in and out. Those things,
In fact, what I did before we went all digital
was that
I actually went the little bit extra step in that I ripped all the movies that we owned onto our NAS server, which is like a network attached little server on our network, and then stored all the DVDs like in the garage or somewhere, and then I streamed it locally, and then eventually when I bought something on the cloud, I would
let them go.
But
yeah, there's so many ways to watch movies now. It's a tough one.
There's so many movies now.
Like books, like ebooks and audiobooks and all the things. Okay, there was another question somewhere here. I saw it.
Let me have a little look-sees.
Olivia.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so I would be happy. You guys
We get this question a lot.
I don't like cooking. So the fact that you want my videos...
The strange thing is, even though you hate cooking, when she does cook, it tastes amazing.
It's okay.
She's a really good cook.
It's okay. It's okay. Everyone is healthy living, except for me. Everyone is healthy, thriving, eating every day. But I'm super simple. But I'm happy to make them. I do, of all the videos I make, those ones I get the nicest comments from. So that's probably a little bit why I tend to put them off. But I'm most happy to do it. I can keep it as part. I'm hoping to do some more vlogging soon, and so I'll incorporate all those things. Because perhaps you're like me, you're a vegan, or you like being plant-based sometimes, and you don't like cooking. So maybe we could be friends and all of that.
And to answer the obvious question that some people may have, we haven't done much content in the last month or so.
Because I've been so
sick. Because of Sarah's sickness, it just practically we can't do it. So, but
yes,
if we keep praying that Sarah gets healthier, then more content can come on the way.
I love doing it. And I have so many ideas. It's
not about the love. We love doing it. It's just about can we do it.
And yeah, also like clients outside take priority too. So it's all the things. Okay. There was, Kel is asking about photos. Okay. Do I print them out? That's the answer. I don't print them out. I wish I did.
We used to when we had like frames. Back in the days when we had frames, non-digital frames.
I have really, really good digital storage of photos. So I've said this before, if you're going to keep your photos digitally, remember
back them up.
Back them up. 2 is 1, so that means you've got 1 copy. If you've only got 2 copies of it, you've only got 1, really?
Because if one gets removed, you've got 1 left.
One's going to die eventually. Murphy's Law. So 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So if you've only got your photos saved in one place, you've got none. You don't have any photos, go and do something about it.
We've learned that the hard way.
We did have a purge at one point.
Accidental purge.
Most of it was okay. But Google Photos, people. If you don't mind the man seeing your photos.
Big G.
That you can search for everything. You can search by date. You can search by balloons, by wedding, by person, by place. It is the bomb. And then I have all the photos come up on our iMac, on our TV.
On all our phones.
On all our phones. We have a shared thing with all of our family. So my nieces and nephews can send me photos and I send them photos. It's wonderful. There's lots of photo sharing going on, but I don't actually print them out. But if that's your thing, totally do it. I just can't keep up with it. So, but yeah, I would suggest definitely cloud storage and something else.
Yep, the cloud is a minimalist dream.
The cloud is the best. Okay.
Any other questions we missed?
I don't know. Heather hates cooking as well. That's good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I always think that, like, back in the day where you lived in a tribe would have been perfect for me, because I would have been down for all the cleaning and somebody else would have been down for all the cooking, and it would have worked perfectly. But we don't live like that anymore, which is sad for me.
But I did hear from you today that we have 2 free Uber Eats
deliveries
coupons this
weekend. Me too well.
So we're going to use them.
Just once. Just once. But yeah, I keep it super simple with food. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not healthy. I think that that's... I hate saying healthy because everyone's definition of healthy is different, but...
That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
A whole thing.
I also cull from phone.
As I upload in HD.
Ooh. Yes, that's so true. Because otherwise you end up with like a whole heap of receipts or random things, screenshots. That's my thing. Oh, Zoe's, put Zoe's up there.
Cooking?
Yes. Cooking drives me mad because someone always moans. Yes. And it's almost like the more effort you put into it, the more people will moan. I don't know. Yeah, it could just be my kids. But like, if it's pasta with some cherry tomatoes and some basil, they'll be happy days. If I've gone to all the trouble in the world to create something really fancy, they're like, I don't like it. I don't eat that. So that's what they say.
Or I'm full. And then they change their mind 5 seconds later.
So yes, in case that happens in your house, I'm there with you. Okay, guys, if there is no more questions, we will wrap this up. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching us on the replay, please shoot us some comments down below. We love to hear from you. I'm happy to answer any questions that we've missed in here. If you have some victories, please feel free to join our Facebook group. One thing, someone did ask me about ways in which they can go about supporting us and our channel, because obviously it costs us money to make videos. And one thing that you can do if you're already buying something on Amazon.
Because Amazon is awesome and we buy stuff all the time from Amazon, so we thought we can't be the only ones.
So if you're buying something from Amazon already, don't go and buy something special for this. But if you're already doing it, you can use our affiliate link. Everything costs you the same. It's just...
You don't pay any more.
You don't pay any more. They just...
All you have to do is go to the link and then just...
Do your shopping
as you normally would do. Because it adds a little affiliate code to that page that you're on. And we get a little snippet of... Kickback from Amazon for whatever you...
And so because I get contacted by companies all the time to do sponsored videos, and if I do one, you'll know that I like absolutely believe in it because I say no to hundreds. But this is something that if you're already doing it, if you're already going to buy something you really do need, you can use our affiliate link. Join us on our Facebook group. If you're not already, we would love to have you there. Follow us on all the socials. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Have a great week.